All right, welcome back to The Hill. So there is an issue that is now starting to pop up on nearly every university athletic campus in this country. NIL, name, image, and likeness. It's basically the ability of college athletes to finally get paid for their talents after the Supreme Court ruled the NCAA could no longer deprive them of that. Now the money is flowing, and college football really in particular has been changed forever, leading many to wonder this very question.
Is the NCAA so inept right now that this is something Congress must legislate?
Gino Torretta won the 1992 Heisman Trophy. He testified before the House Committee on Small Business earlier today, and he joins us live. Gino, thank you for being here. I grew up in Coral Gables. Spent a lot of my Saturdays watching you slinging around the Orange Bowl, so it's good to have you. You were testifying up on the Hill today. What do you think needs to happen here with NIL, these student athletes, and maybe Congress?
Well, I think that most of us realize, okay, if a kid can monetize, his performance on the field, basketball, baseball, football, gymnastics, whatever, they should be able to. And I think that what the universities are looking for is some kind of uniformity and a level of a playing field, because right now they're basically just dealing in different state laws. So certain schools are working under one set of rules, other schools are working under their own set of rules, and it's not uniform. And really, the NCAA needs to really step up, make rules, and have an enforcement arm. And if they're not going to do it, then Congress has to tell them this is what you need to do and do it. I mean, it's kind of as simple as that. I mean, you go into a game, and my coaches created a game plan to win the game, and it wasn't different if we were playing a school in Texas or Florida. We all abided by the same rules, and that's not what's happening right now in college sports.
Yeah, and I get it, but as you know, states have different laws on taxes, right? States have different sentencing guidelines when it comes to crimes. Not everything is sort of uniform state by state. So why does Congress need to jump in for that to happen? And as you know, college football, money, egos, is Alabama going to do it if it's not in the best interest of Alabama or name your state?
Well, it's got to be in the best interest of the entire game, and it doesn't matter if you're playing a school in California or you're playing a school in Alabama. You all have to abide by the same rules. And I think that the schools understand that, and they don't want different sets of rules. And I think that they're just looking for direction. And if the NCAA isn't going to do that, when I played, you had bowl bans, you had fines, you had player suspensions, and now it seems like the NCAA doesn't want to step in and make a rule and enforce a rule. And I think that's why we're here is talking about it with Congress. Basically give the NCAA, some direction and or be a governing body for them. I think obviously we don't want more government involved in college athletics, but you need a uniformity with the rules that all these schools, whether you're in the state of Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Texas, California, wherever, everybody's abided by the same rules.
Yeah, I hear you. I asked Arne Duncan, who was the former education secretary in the Obama administration, about this about a month or so ago, and I'll get your reaction on the other side. Watch.
I don't think Congress is in any position to fix anything right now. I think those major Power 5 conferences should just break off college football and make its own separate thing. This is all just about football and football revenue, and it's nothing about what's good for student athletes.
That's the other side of the argument there, Gino. What would you say to him?
Well, it's not all about football, because there are other sports. There are female sports across the board. And I don't know about you. I think there's plenty of articles about LSU and female athletes. They're probably the highest paid in the NIL world. So, it comes down to that. I think to me, it's how we've allowed, NIL comes about, and then a transfer portal comes about where you can move schools, and then you have inducements of players from one school to the next. And I think that to me, and I said in my testimony today, at some point an adult needs to step up. These are kids.
Congress.
Make some rules, follow the rules, and enforce the rules.
Gino Torretta, former Heisman Trophy winner. I don't think it's coincidental you're wearing the green and orange. Thank you for being here on the Hill on NewsNation. When there's any movement, come on back. You're welcome anytime. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.